you may have noticed that we're in a little bit of a different place. We're currently in a cafe called Cafe Amea, which is really close to McGill. Highly recommended. The vibes are great, the seatings are nice, and they have food and drinks. Anyways, overall, great place to come study and hang out. But one of the main reasons why we're here today is because we have a video shoot to do here. I'm meeting up with a couple people, and we have another shoot later down the day at McGill as well. So since it's all like very close to each other, I decided to just all put it in one day. So we're doing 2 video shoots today. The other thing that you may have noticed is this lens is really wide, and it's definitely not a lens I had before. We actually picked it up today. This is a Sony 11mm f1.8. Ever since I got into vlogging, I always had the same problem, which is my lenses are too big and they're not wide enough. So this solves both problems. Not to mention this is a really wide aperture, so it really allows me to get a lot of light in. This is not even as bright as it gets. I think this is 1.8. Like, I don't need it right now, so we're gonna stop it back down to f2.8. But this comes in super clutch. Not to mention, I might be going to Waterloo next week, so this would be perfect to document everything. And like, I can touch the lens. It's so wide, and I think it's just perfect for anyone who is looking to vlog, especially on an APS-C camera. What's up?
Long night. We're coming back for more. I need to know that we'll be alright. We're just going through a bad time once we made it through the long night. We're coming back for more. Need to know that we'll be alright. We're just going through a bad time.
Alright, so we are currently at a REM station. For those who don't know, it does go to the west part of the island. The only thing is I still have to take like 2 more buses to get home, and the next one is like in 15 minutes. So I thought I would chill with the camera for a bit. I tested a lot of photos with this lens, and it's so good at whatever that has leading lines. So when you have a big environment, it's so nice. I also tested a couple shots on the REM. Yeah, that shit is so nice. The f1.8 also just helps a lot with low light, so super happy with my purchase. Well worth it. Before I go to bed, I do have something to say. I'm getting all my wisdom teeth removed tomorrow. That means I'm gonna be knocked out for an hour, wake up, and not be able to speak properly. So that's why I needed to get this video out now. The video is gonna be about the Sony 11mm f1.8. This new lens that we picked up today, and we're just gonna go over some of the specs first, and then we're gonna talk about my experience with the lens as well as some of the alternatives to this. Alright, so this is an 11mm f1.8 lens. Super fast aperture as well as a really wide field of view. It is a 55mm filter thread, which I don't own any filters that would match this, but if you want to throw on a filter, you can. The other thing, minimum focus distance of 15 centimeters. So that's from the sensor. From my experience, anything that you put in front of the lens that is not touching the lens, you'll probably be able to autofocus on. Not to mention this paired with the fast aperture, if you want to and you want to shoot video or photos with a blurred background, you can. You just have to get really close to the subject and you'll get that nice bokeh. Now that we're done with the build quality, I want to talk about my experience with the lens and why I'm using it. First of all, in terms of size, look at this. This is the Sony kit lens for APS-Cs, 16 to 50mm, f3.5 to 5.6, I believe. So it's about double the size, but even at that, like, this is the 18 to 105 f4. Okay, look at how much smaller that is. The reason why I'm comparing this one is because right now I'm shooting on a 17 to 70 f2.8 from Tamron. It's a great lens, don't get me wrong, but when it comes vlogging especially, it's way too chunky and like it's just hard to carry around. Like oftentimes I either have to put it pretty far or I have to take a tripod, put it on, and then hold it as far as possible to get a good field of view. This does not happen with this guy. I'm gonna show you right now and you'll see what I mean. Like, look at how much wider this is compared to the 17 from earlier. It's just incredible. One specific example of using this lens would be today at the cafe. If you know anything about cafes, they're not very generous with the amount of space they give you on the table. So I had to put this on the tripod, not too far away from me, you know, arm's length, not even. That's all the space I had. I put it there, and I was still able to get kind of the environment I was in, plus me in the shot, which is amazing. This lens was absolutely made for anything that's vlog shots, or even like more landscape and architecture shots. Those, you can see a lot of the leading lines, and I think it just adds a lot of flavor to whatever you're shooting, whether it's video or photos. Excellent for that. The other thing I wanted to touch on was low light performance. f1.8 may not sound a lot more than f2.8, but you will definitely feel the difference. Like, especially in edge cases when lighting is very, very few, you will see a difference and it performs really, really well. Like, I'll throw some footage for you to see, but it's very workable footage that doesn't introduce too much noise because it lets more light in. Especially on an APS-C camera, your sensor is already small, so any bit of additional light will do a huge help. Last but not least, I do want to talk about alternatives. This is not the only lens on the market that has these specs. The direct competitor would be the Yongnuo 11mm f1.8. It's the exact same specs. The only reason I didn't pick that one is because I had a bad experience with third-party lenses. I think they tend to not have the same level of quality control. So yes, you might be very happy with that lens. Not to mention it's $150 cheaper, I believe, in Canadian. But I didn't want to risk it, so I was willing to trust the native Sony lenses instead. The other alternatives may include the Vilshox 9mm f2.8. That one's a lot cheaper. I think it's $270. It's even wider, which I don't really need, and it's an f2.8. So again, less light in. There's also the Sony 10 to 18 f4. That one's great if you're only shooting outdoors. If you're anywhere in dim environments, don't take that one. You're probably gonna suffer. There's also the Tamron and the Sigma 10 to 18 f2.8. Those can zoom, which is nice if you need a little bit more versatility, but they do let in less light, f2.8. Not to mention, personally, when I use a wide lens, I don't really feel the urge to zoom in, so that wasn't something that I was interested in. And recently, I believe Sigma introduced the 12mm f1.4. That one is a super fast lens, and you're only sacrificing like a millimeter. You can go check reviews on that, but to be honest, personally, it's a lot more expensive than this lens, so I would rather just go with this one and get a little bit of a slower lens, but like marginally slower. And before we end the video, I do have to mention that I have picked up this lens secondhand, and I think you should too. The reason why is because I think a lot of people are moving up from APS-C to full frame, especially after Sony introduced so many new models, the A7Cs, the A7 IV, 7V, and even the ZV-E1. A lot of people are kind of flocking towards those systems and leaving behind their APS-C ones, including their lenses. Like, this lens is only 3 years old, and if people are selling it mint or near mint, you're gonna get a really good deal on them and save a lot of books. So I think it's definitely something you should consider. If you're a brokey, this is perfect for you. If not, you can always either consider cheaper options, or if you do have the bandwidth to allocate a little bit more money, you can go buy it brand new, which I think would still be a good purchase, because further down the line you can always use this on the full frame as well and get that vignette look, if that's up your alley. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was informative. If you have any other questions about the lens, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you very soon, hopefully, for another video. Bye bye.